Welcome in, everybody. Twin City Sports Talk on a great Monday night. My dog's already barking in the background, so that's great. We got a fun Vikings deep dive today. We haven't had a lot of Vikings full episodes in between the week, in between the games. But for today, we're going to be going through some fun stuff, some Joe Burrow conspiracy theories.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, I mean that would shock a lot of people. We got I think a really good listener GM question from one of the listeners on TikTok, and I think we'll get to that one first real quick. So not
All right,
underscore Woodchuck chimes in and he asks, assuming the Vikings get a top 15 pick in the draft, who should they look to draft with that pick? So I mean, here's the thing. Once the off season comes around, I'll be doing a lot of mock drafts, a lot of draft content with Trevor and Jack this off season. But I mean, we've really haven't done a lot of it so far. I mean, the most we've done is a few weeks ago, PFF released a mock draft of Ohio State safety Caleb Downs being mocked at 11. Right now, after the win yesterday, the Vikings are now 13th in the draft.
But you gotta assume we would lose both these next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean,
you'd have to, especially if we got Brosmer. Like,
yeah,
what you saw.
Yeah, the JJ thing stinks now, but
yeah, it's kind of unbelievable.
As for actual players, I put together 5 players that I'm well aware of in the first 15 picks or around that area. But Caleb Downs would be a very big stretch. I have him going top 5. Once the
there's no way he's going to fall all the way down there. I mean, as much as a lifesaver that would be, because I mean, obviously Smith is retiring. That would be quite the replacement.
Yeah, he would be. But I mean, we shouldn't even talk. There's no way that Caleb Downs slides past 10. So I don't know how PFF had them. I'm assuming in that mock draft that PFF had the Vikings selecting him at 11. I bet they had a bunch of teams trading up in the top 10 to grab a quarterback, Fernando Mendoza, Dante Moore type players. And that's maybe why he fell. But that was kind of insane. And then the other one that I've talked about a lot on here and all of us have talked about is the Notre Dame running back, Jeremiah Love. Aaron Jones keeps injuring himself. He keeps getting injured on a bunch of runs. Yesterday was a really gutsy performance by him. You could tell he was hurting basically the whole time, the whole game. Jordan Mason goes down now. So it's really Xavier Scott and a half healthy Aaron Jones. But either way, Aaron Jones is above 30 years old. I'll get into more of this payroll or like the salary with Aaron Jones next year. But I think if Jeremiah Love was available, you don't second guess it and you draft him.
No, you have to.
Generational running back out of Notre Dame. The dude can do everything, plus catching and blocking. So he's easily the best running back in the draft. But now that the Vikings keep winning and sliding down slower or like down the charts more, now that they're 13, they had a chance at getting him at 11. I don't like our chances at 13 or above. I have a feeling Love's going to go right around 10, 9, 10, 11. So that kind of sucks because Jeremiah Love would be just perfect for this team and be someone where KOC could really just rely on the run game. And Jeremiah Love would break a few 50-yard runs next year if he was.
He absolutely would.
With how good the offensive line looks and has been. It'll be different next year with Ryan Kelly not being on the team and stuff. But another thing there, Ryan Kelly, is this his 5th or 6th concussion in his career? Because I think his career's done.
Yeah, he has to retire.
Yeah, I think the
most like logical
thing. Yeah.
Like you just got to hang him up. Like at that point,
it'd be dumb for
someone's gonna smack you on the back of the head at like a party or something, and you're gonna get another concussion. Like it's gonna, it's just one of those things where it's like it's not even worth it.
True.
Which I mean,
and this is with a Guardian cap on too.
Yeah, this is with the cap.
Yeah, so he tried, but he failed.
Maybe that'll they'll do some research on the Guardian caps and make them a little better now.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, either way. So I'll say these 3 positions that I'm looking at right now. I'll go really quickly through the positions. Quarterback, we're not going to draft a quarterback. It's either going to be J.J. McCarthy next year or a veteran. We're not drafting again. Mm-hmm. Running back, the only way we would draft a running back is Jeremiah Love if he was available. So running back, not really, unless Love was there. Wide receiver is a weird one because we have Justin next year. Jordan Addison, bunch of trade rumors. I think we should trade him. I think we're all in agreement on the show here, Jack.
No, for sure.
And then Jalen Naylor's he keeps rising it. Well, yesterday, dropping 3 passes or whatever.
Yeah.
Shattered. That probably took off $1 million. Yeah. Well, he's just gonna be a free agent.
Well, that too. So, yeah. I suppose he is gonna be a free agent.
That took off $1 million off his next contract. Those couple of drops. The wide receiver is weird. I could see us. I think we'll draft a wide receiver later because this wide receiver draft is super deep. It's going to go many rounds with good NFL ready receivers. Tight end, that's one of the positions I have a guy on here for because I do see us trading TJ Hawkinson for really anything we can get. Yeah, anything we can get. We'll probably have to eat some of his contract. I don't care. I want him off the team. He's been a dud blocking in the run game for the most part. He's dropped more passes than he's caught this year, it seems like. He's just been bad. Ever since the injury in 23, it's just not been good. The 2 other positions, I'll just go right to them. There's one linebacker around the 15 mark in the draft overall that I really like. And then corner. You can always have like defensive back depth. And here's the thing. Caleb Downs is really the only safety that's projected to go in the first round. And really no one else until like the mid-second round for safeties that like jump out at you. But I have 2 corners. I'll start it off. First corner is Jermod McCoy, corner out of Tennessee. He's projected PFF's 7th overall pick right now. And I think it's a small chance that he drops to you at 13. I'm just going to assume we stick at 13 right now. Could change, but either way, 7th on the big board right now. He's a good size, really active, quick feet corner. If you look up one specific rep against Alabama in 2024, okay, I will say the one bad thing is this year he hasn't played at all. He has an ACL injury right now. He is healthy now. I think he's going to compete at the NFL Combine. He'd be ready by the draft, by preseason, whatever. But he hasn't played at all this year.
Committed already?
Yeah, well,
or is
I think it's just an unsaid. I think he's a senior, so I think it's just an unsaid thing.
I don't know the years on these guys. Like I know the names, but the years I always.
Yep.
In and out.
What was that?
And so it goes in and out with the years. And college guys.
I mean, there's too many of them with the transfer. It's too much to keep track of. No, but Jermod, great on the boundary and great downfield. He needs to work on his middle of the field, catching up with these guys on these in-breaking routes. His feet, really just the cut that he has to do to keep up with these guys in the in-breaking route. Slow. It's not sharp enough, but on the boundary and going upfield, he's really quick. He can catch up to a guy that blows past him. There's a reason why he's 7th on the big board. So he's a great player. If he drops to the Vikings at 13 or wherever we are, you don't look past it. You take him. All right. But the next corner, this is a realistic guy at 13. Mansour Delane out of LSU. Another long and fast guy. I always love longer, bigger bodied corners that are fast. And then you can, if they aren't good with their feet or if they aren't good with their coverage as a whole, that's something you can improve on. But I love a big, fast guy. Just like Jermod McCoy, great with the downfield coverage. He's locked down there. Shorter stuff. He can get kind of mixed up a little bit on out or in breaking routes. But my thing, I've watched a lot of LSU games this year, and what I've noticed with him is that the big thing with cornerbacks, your hips need to be solid, flowy, oily, whatever you want to call them. They just need to be
loose. There you go.
Yeah, loose. Yeah, that's a great word for it. Their hips need to be ready to cut in, out, really just look like a dancer out there and he has some of the, I mean, it sounds weird to say, but he just has some of the best looking hips for corners
there you
out
go.
there, you know.
Either way, eyes are always peeled.
Exactly. Exactly. Either way, he is slotted at 15 right now, so this is more of a right on the dot for the Vikings.
That's a very realistic thing that could happen then.
Yeah, and I would love it. 6'1" corner. I mean, most corners, I think the NFL average is like 5'10", maybe, or
So
like
he's a big dude
5'11".
then.
He's a little bit bigger, yeah, for sure.
Which is fine. I mean, if he has the speed, who cares?
Yeah, exactly. All right. 2 others. I'm gonna go to tight end real quick. This is really only if the Vikings were to get rid of TJ Hawkinson, which I would love because, I mean, another plus with this, TJ Hawkinson, you get rid of a $20 million contract for a maybe top 20 tight end right now. I think he'd slide in right at that 18 or 17 mark. I could name a bunch of guys over him. Either way, Kenyon Sadiq, if you're a Gophers fan, you know Kenyon Sadiq very well after what he did to us in week 8 or whatever it was this year. Out of Oregon, 6'3", 250-pound tight end. This guy is an all-purpose ball catcher, run after the catch, super athletic. He's basically the next Brock Bowers is really what he is. He's also great at blocking too. He actually, most scouts say he has a chip over Brock Bowers in the blocking department, but super good pass catcher. He really does it all. He is the best tight end in the draft, and he is actually
what's he slated for?
13. So right at the Vikings.
Right on the docket.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think it would be pretty close because right now, I don't know what I would take. Obviously, if they get rid of Hawkinson and then Sadiq is there at 13 when the Vikings are picking, they're going to pick Sadiq. That's kind of a no-brainer, to be completely honest.
Well, I feel like if Downs is there, he's the priority.
Yes, no matter what. Same with Jeremiah Love.
That would be a more trickier of a choice in between Love and Down.
Between those two, I would pick Downs 100% of the time.
Especially if we still got Brian Flores.
That's the thing. I'm basing a bunch of this off these corners because these corners, Jermad and Mansour, are very they chip with the hands at the line. They're great with getting a receiver off of his route. And they're great in man and press coverage, which we play so much of, leaving our corners on an island if we're blitzing 7 or 8 guys. And with Brian Flores, I'm basing these draft projections off of Brian Flores is still in a lawsuit with the league. He hasn't got any job offers the last 2 off seasons. I mean, there's been rumors or interest, but he's not actually been offered a job.
Good, keep it that way.
Yeah, and here's the thing, this offseason, I'll get to it, but we're negative cap space right now, so our defense is not going to be the same next year. But if you have Brian Flores, if you have half the starters we have now, I think we're still a top 15 defense in the league. Brian Flores is that great of a coach. Yeah, and so if you have Brian Flores next year, it's going to be really, especially if you got Caleb Downs, that would be so scary. But I'm just talking.
If he stays long term and can develop him too. Holy.
Because I mean, we've talked about it before. Downs is literally like a Josh Metellus going around everywhere. He blitzes. He does everything. He's a young Harrison Smith. Good. Yeah. But for these draft picks that I'm going through, the more realistic ones, I'm just saying it. If Downs and Jeremiah Love were there, I'd take those 100%. I'm just saying if I'm basing this off of them not being there.
Yeah,
these are the guys that I would go after. So yeah, Kenyon Sadiq out of Oregon, the tight end. All right, my last one here, linebacker, because we don't know how our linebacker room is going to be next year. They could figure this out in free agency in March between Eric. I would love to see Eric Wilson back. He, I think, has been the best defensive player on this team this year. Ivan has turned into a dud. Ivan is the worst rated worst rated coverage linebacker in the league. He is unplayable on passing downs, and he's lost so much playing time this year, and it's pretty obvious. Blake Cashman, I think, is a free agent after this
I believe so, yep.
So our linebacker room is shredded at the end of this season. We're obviously going to re-sign one of them and probably draft someone down the line, but Sonny Styles out of Ohio State, really intriguing. Right now he's slotted at 19, so depending on combine stuff and everything going up to the draft, right now it would be considered a reach, pulling a 19th ranked guy when you're at 13. But Sonny Styles, he's built exactly like an NFL linebacker. He is 6'5", 245 pounds. He is amazing.
So this guy is built.
Big dude. Like, he is built. And my favorite thing, amazing run stopper, but he was also a former safety. So he transitioned to a linebacker. So he knows how the coverage zones. He knows how to play man-to-man. He's smart with it. A former safety that goes to linebacker, he's 6'5", 250 pounds. The dude can roll through guys. You watch film on him. Like, he's a freak. He's an athlete. He's a really intriguing guy. And into the offseason, we'll do more on him and the rest of these guys. But those are my 4 guys.
That could be McCoy. So this could be kind of a stretcher, but this could be kind of like if you trade Addison to like the Bills, or like you could maybe sneak in a first-round pick from that if we're lucky. Then that, assuming the Bills go decent this run, since Kansas City's not in, you can maybe sneak him in later on in the first round.
Yep.
But there's a lot of buts and ifs in that. So we could
we're not even in the off season yet, but I like talking about it. So either way. Those are my 4 guys: Jermod McCoy, Mansour Delay in the 2 corners, Kenyon Sadiq, and Sonny Styles. So not Woodchuck. There's your answer. There's my 4 guys right now. Like I said, a lot of stuff. I can't wait. We'll do a bunch of mock drafts on here with presenting the screen up here. So people can really walk through our mock drafts with us.
Keep those comments coming. That was a good one. I like that.
That was a good one. We have a few more that we're going to get to in future episodes here too. So
perfect.
That was really fun. All right. I want to ask you, Jack, confidence in JJ McCarthy after this is his 4th injury in the pros. Concussion's a minor thing. I get it. But he had the meniscus last year. The wrist, hamstring,
and already a concussion. This guy,
it is a lot.
I really, really want to believe in this kid because he has like that Detroit game where he came back, or even
the last 2 games.
The last 2 games he's played great. I mean, I know we haven't played the greatest of teams, but still, like, this kid's showing promise throughout the year. The more reps he's getting, the better he is turning out. But I don't know. I feel like with these injuries, I don't know. Like, how long do you hold out on that?
It's so tough.
That's kind of one of those things.
Yeah.
Because this guy's a walking, like, sheet of glass. Like, you're not going to throw him out there and assume he's going to take charge all next year. I feel like you kind of have to do a Carson Wentz situation where you go find a Mac Jones or even Jimmy Garoppolo if he's still in. Like, go find somebody who can replace him, because you have to assume he's going to get hurt once or twice.
Yeah.
That can keep us moving throughout the season.
Yeah. It's such a tough question because, I mean, all of us on the show, we have faith in him, but it's very hard to keep it going now because the biggest issue with it, injuries suck and they're not always the players' like problems. But
it's part of the game.
Here's the issue. In the Falcons game where he hurt his hamstring, JJ would not throw the ball out of bounds, and JJ was reckless and he tried running. That's why he got injured there. The play that he actually got injured on, he was trying to rush away, or he was trying to run away from a sack, and he got folded into weird contorted ways as he was getting tackled, hurt the hamstring. That was his. Yes, the blocking was terrible, and the players got right through for the Falcons. But you got to either just take the sack and not try to do something too good. But I'm not going to blame a ton of that on there because that was the second game starting. Every rookie quarterback does that. But then also, I'm pretty sure in the concussion against was it the Bears, I think? I don't remember who it was against. All I know is that it was him running, and he thinks he's Jackson Dart, and he can take these hits. And he tried taking a hit and boosting up the team, but all you did was put yourself out for 2 weeks or a week, and you had to see Max Brosmer start in Seattle, the toughest place to play in the NFL, or one of. But then this week, this isn't, like, again, these are not all his fault, but he's got to know when the pocket is folding and stuff, because this week
it's just game awareness. Like
exactly.
He just needs more. Which I mean, I understand you're going to get more of that with reps, but how are you going to get reps if you're hurt constantly?
Exactly. And this
That's my
one
thought
last
process
week
on
was
this.
him hitting his hand on a defender's helmet as he was throwing.
Oh yeah, that was
which
just, I don't know.
He needs to know that when the pocket's folding, you either get the ball out earlier or either take the sack or just run. You don't need to try to make these throws under pressure and stuff, because you're a rookie. You shouldn't be. Well, we call him a rookie, but either way, like
in the grand scheme of things, he is a rookie.
Yeah, they're not always his fault, and he'll probably have a pretty majority healthy season next year because he's getting all of them out of the way now. But you never know.
You gotta hope. You can hope.
Exactly. His first year, he
just a gray area.
Hurts his knee for the whole year, and then this year he's had 3 injuries in the same year,
all on different parts of the body.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, the hamstring. So
it's not like it's a recurring thing. Like it's
hamstring issues are tissue, and so it just like we see with Royce Lewis on the Twins, he's hurt his hamstrings 4 times in his career. They just get worse and worse every time
before he gets hurt.
He'll get 3. It'll be the second game this year.
Yeah.
Either way,
3 for 3.
Yeah, these tissue injuries are what you have to watch out for. Like the hand, it's unlucky you hit your hand on the thing on his helmet, but either way, yeah, that's all I wanted from the JJ talk right there. Not one other note. Justin Jefferson.
So my final answer would be not confident. There you go.
Not confident. Okay. Perfect. Oh, right here. Did you see DK Metcalf got suspended for 2 games?
I did see that. I mean,
yeah.
So I was talking with one of my buddies from school. He's a huge Steelers fan.
Okay.
I don't know if he's watching this or not, but if you are, cool. Like it's one of those things where, I mean, obviously the fan is in the wrong. Like what's the rumor? Like he's calling him.
He called him by his government name.
That's what it was.
It's DK, but yeah, he called him by his government, which I don't know what DK's government name is.
Yeah, which it doesn't matter. Yeah. Like I mean, these are from the player perspective, like they're people.
Yeah.
Like you don't just get to yell whatever you want at them. But on the flip side, you're a professional athlete who, and then in this case,
gets yelled at every game.
He's a vet. Like, he gets yelled at every single game. I would put him in top 15 receivers.
Yeah,
I don't know. That might be pushing
or close to it. Yeah,
or close to somewhere around there. You can't just lash out like that, especially like these veteran guys.
Especially when you're in the middle of a playoff push right here. The Steelers are most likely going to make the playoffs and win the division. So
yeah. So now you could have arguably, because who do they have left? They have Baltimore in week 18. Who's week 17 for them?
Steelers
that's an out of division game, isn't it? Or is it Cleveland?
I'm assuming so. Steelers, they have Cleveland, Baltimore.
It is Cleveland. Okay.
In Cleveland. Yeah, division games can go either way, though. So, yeah, that's even worse.
I mean, Cleveland, is it probably going to hurt your team? No, probably not. But with Baltimore, who I know they kind of got a gauntlet the next 2 games, but you have a division game for the division, essentially. A season finale for the division, and you are going to go out here and punch a fan in the face for calling you your legal birth name, assuming that's what he got called.
The Ravens play the Packers, right?
Probably. Oh, is that who they play? Okay.
Yeah, they do. So, okay, here's the Steelers have it set right now. All they need they beat the Ravens earlier in the year, right? They won that game.
Yeah, they won in Baltimore. Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, Baltimore needs to win both these games, and Lamar left Sunday Night Football with an injury.
So odds are
not looking good.
It was day to day, I think, for Lamar.
Yeah. Either way, he's not healthy.
You got to assume he's going to play.
I would assume yes. But it's a tough road for Baltimore. My next question, Justin Jefferson right now is sitting at 917 yards. Will he get to 1,000 on the year?
Yeah, you got to assume.
Like
assuming McCarthy's out for both games. God, we're doing a lot of assuming this episode.
Oh yeah, a lot of reckless speculation here.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But with I mean, they're going to throw the ball. You got Aaron Jones, who's practically dead for the year.
Mm-hmm.
Xavier Scott. I mean, you could get him some reps. That would be cool to see. See if he's
yeah.
got anything in him.
He
But
will, yeah.
you're going to be throwing the ball with Brosmer.
Yeah,
You
you
just
need
gotta.
to see what you get out of your backup quarterback. You need to see if you have to sign a veteran this offseason.
Or
Christmas,
if this guy
national
has something.
TV on Netflix. I honestly think he'll get it. They made big steps
I
with him
think
this
he'll do. I
weekend.
think he'll do much better this week than we saw in Seattle.
Yeah, oh yeah, for
100%.
sure. But for
And I don't think
Justin
we're going to beat him.
specifically, I mean, maybe it's a hot take, but I think he'll get the 1,000 yards this next game
I do
against the
too.
Lions. But I'm talking like the
85,
Lions game.
83-yard game. Yeah.
Exactly. It's not much. That was a simple question. All right. We got bigger speculation here. This is my
Oh boy.
I put together a big chart right here quick.
Okay.
Vikings and Joe Burrow trade
Oh god.
complications. All right. So first of all, Joe Burrow, his salary cap for next year is 47 million, and the year after that is 49 million. One of the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL. So you'd have to shave off a lot of money this offseason to acquire him because right now the Vikings cap space going into the 2026 season is 30th in the NFL. No, not going to next season. At the end of this season, 30th in the NFL with negative $26 million, basically. Okay. So here's a blueprint of what the Vikings would need to do to acquire Joe Burrow. I'm just going to go through it quickly, and I'll get your opinion at the end. All right. First of all, Javon Hargrave, you're gone after this mutual option that we have with him. That shaves off $21 million off the books for next year. Ryan Kelly, you are 100%. Hargrave, I'm not 100% on. Kelly is 100% gone after being injured the whole year. That cuts $12 million off of next year's payroll. And then Harrison Smith, you got to assume he retires. And so that would be another $4 million you wouldn't have to spend. It's not on the books for next year. We were just talking about this a little bit. Possibility if the Vikings would trade TJ Hawkinson, which I'd love. I'd assume because his trade value has just gone down the toilet basically. So I think you'd have to eat about $10 million of that contract for like next year for a team to want him and maybe get like a 5th round pick out of it. But either way, if you ate up 10 million out of the 21 million that he's due next year, you would be wiping away $11 million off the books for next year. Aaron Jones, like we said, slowing down. The dude's a walking coffin half the time, always hurt. I think you need to address that and get rid of Aaron Jones because that would free up $15 million next year. Because he signed a 2-year deal with the mutual option after this season, which this season was only like $5 million because they wanted to load up everyone. Will Fries, Hargrave, Jonathan Allen, they went all in this season. But next year for Aaron Jones, it's $15 million. So I think you got to get rid of Aaron Jones to really free up the space here because that's a lot of money.
That one just kind of seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah. With all those moves, you free up $63 million. Okay. And then you also, what we've talked about, Jordan Addison, he would be a hit of $4.5 million, which it's not a ton, but it's something. And honestly, like we've talked about before, we'll probably talk about it a lot more in the offseason. We think you could get Jordan Addison to a team like the Bills for a 1st round pick if you include like a 3rd or 4th round pick, because the Vikings go into this next draft with 2 3rd round picks. I would have no problem getting a 18 or 19 or 20th pick in the draft for Jordan Addison and one of the 3rd rounders. Not a problem at all for me. With all of that, now the question surfaces, what would you need to give up to get Joe Burrow? I think they will want a quarterback in return. You'll give them J.J. McCarthy. And then I think the next 3 1st-round picks, which that would hurt, having your next 3 years of 1st-round picks stripped away from you. But like what, and here's why I'll say I do this.
Would you do this?
I do it. If I was in the Vikings front office and the Bengals said, okay, if you gave us J.J. McCarthy and your next 3 1st-round picks, deal. You can have Joe Burrow. I would do this honestly in a heartbeat because, like we said, I think you can get another first-round pick to replace the one that you trade away this year from Jordan Addison. I really think you get one to replace there, but I don't care how many people you lose on the defense between Hargrave and Harrison Smith, and then on the offense, Aaron Jones and Hawkinson. You ideally replace Jones with a running back in the draft, or TJ Hawkinson with Kenyon Sadiq or a different guy, cheaper but reliable. If you have Joe Burrow, you instantly become Super Bowl. Joe Burrow and Kevin O'Connell, instant Super Bowl, like, and Justin Jefferson, Jalen Naylor, because you would end up re-signing him so you could have at least a little bit of receiver depth. A good offensive line coming next year. Darisaw is actually going to be coming into the year healthy. You still have Will Fries, Donovan Jackson, and then Brian O'Neill. You're just going to have to address the center, but it might just be Michael Juergens, but he's been okay when he's played this year. You are instantly okay. Another thing, like I was saying earlier, if you also have Brian Flores,
I'm like getting the chills thinking about.
I know. Like, if you have Brian Flores too, I mean, instant Super Bowl talks, instant. Like, not even no one cannot call the Vikings a Super Bowl threat next year if Joe Burrow was their quarterback.
I feel like you'd instantly surpass the Lions and Packers.
Yes, easily.
Bears are tricky, but
I think you still would surpass the Bears.
You'd have to assume that you would surpass them too, just with the experience. He already is a Super Bowl quarterback. Like, I mean, granted they didn't win, but
yeah, like he took one of the worst defenses in the league to the Super Bowl, and he's been and like this past week they put up 40 points, and they keep putting up 40 points. It's like, and they have one of the worst defenses in the league. Pair him up with
I'd argue they have the worst defense in the league.
Exactly. And they still end up winning some games. Last year they were pushing the playoffs when he had the full season of like being healthy. But if you like pair him up with Brian Flores coaching the defense, I don't even want to imagine like yes, you would give up on your quarterback. You drafted at 10. I think I'm lagging out. Did I lag out?
There we go. We're good. No, we're good.
Okay. Yeah, but like Brian Flores, Joe Burrow. All right, give me your thoughts. Everything you think of that.
Okay. The only thing that would stop me from that, because I mean, I love all of that. I mean, you would have to trade Addison before this all goes down, so you at least have something to bank on in the draft next year.
Well, no, okay. I argue that you trade Addison after, because if you I think so. Yeah, you might come off as desperate to a team that you trade Addison to. Like, we really need a first-round pick. But I think if you get that second first-round pick, I feel like the Bengals would be like, okay, you have 2 first-round picks this upcoming year. Hand them over. Like, they would take everything that they can get. I feel like it goes either way. But then you come off as desperate.
But then, if that's only done 2 years of not having a first-round pick, do you? Yeah. I feel like that's part of the risk, though.
Yep. Knowing a lot of the guys in this upcoming draft, there's a lot. This draft is very deep in the first round. A lot of playmakers everywhere. But either way, the Vikings have 10 picks this next year. The 2 third-round picks, like I said, a second round, obviously the first. But all right, what other thoughts? I keep cutting you off.
But my main worry is he's kind of got the injury bug too.
Exactly. Yep.
That's if we could just, I hate to say it, if we could get rid of the injury bug from McCarthy and he showed us something, I mean, you have to assume we'd be in the playoffs.
Oh, man.
Just with his development throughout the year, even what he's shown just as of now, compared to looking back on that Falcons game to what he showed last week before the injury. I mean, I thought he played solid last week.
Yeah, we should be in the playoffs no matter what. I mean, Carson Wentz should have won that game against the Eagles earlier in the year. Like, we lost that because of one play, and the Bears game by one play. We should be in the playoffs no matter what, to be honest. But too much too late. There's a good chance the Vikings can come out and compete against the Lions and Packers. I mean, the Lions are fighting for a playoff spot now.
Do we want to play spoiler, though?
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather get the better draft pick.
But honestly,
I've been saying that.
all things considered, I feel like you have to pull the trigger on this. If it's even an option, you have Joe Burrow willing to leave. Like, he's already come out and said that.
That's the reason why these rumors are heating
me.
up. Yeah, exactly.
Like mid-season, and you go as a arguably face of the franchise and say that, like, whoa.
Yeah.
But I feel like you have to pull the trigger on it. You'd have to.
If the Bengals called you and asked, "Can we have JJ in your next 3?" I would easily do it. And it's something that you gotta say, like, okay, this is gonna get a lot of hate. It's gonna get a lot of love.
And it could very well blow up in your face.
Exactly, because Jack said Joe Burrow's been hurt maybe just as much as like a percentage-wise as McCarthy in his first year now. But I mean, Joe Burrow was, here's the thing, consensus first-round pick, the greatest college football season of all time. I mean, so Fernando Mendoza just won the Heisman like a week or two ago. His stats are like, all of it are like half of what Joe Burrow did in 2019. It was absolutely, utterly, or in 2020, whatever it was, absolutely insane. Joe Burrow's always been that guy. JJ is not that guy as of yet. I'm not saying he can't be. I still believe in JJ. But if the Bengals were to be okay with JJ and 3 for, I'd do it. No doubt.
Yeah, you have to. Here
is my last point, an added little segment, real quick. Next year, specifically, if you get Joe Burrow, you win the Super Bowl. And let me tell you why. Because
now if it was Tuesday today,
that's hot.
We'd go on a huge tangent of whether that would be classified.
That's hot.
I would say that's the hottest one.
See, let me explain this. All right. The Vikings schedule next year is maybe the easiest schedule in the NFL come next year. And it's okay. This is dependent. This is dependent on if we get 4th place this year. Because if we beat these last 2 games and we get in front of the Lions, that's going to suck. It's really going to suck. Because let me list off these. Obviously, you have the 6 division games, Bears, Pack, and Lions. Okay. Next year, we get to play the AFC East. The Bills, Jets, Patriots, and Dolphins. The Bills do not look like the same team in past years. They are lacking in a lot of different departments. The Jets and Dolphins are easily winnable games next year. I don't care what happens in the offseason. Those teams are terrible right now. The Patriots would
South, I believe.
Exactly.
Too.
NFC South.
Just totally skipped over the Patriots and Bills.
No, you're good. The Patriots would be a tough game. The Bills would probably still be a tough game, but they're lacking in a lot of areas. But yeah, Jack said it. The NFC South. Saints, Panthers, the Bucks are completely wasting their season now. They're dying. They're going to make changes this offseason. And the Falcons, they can't seem to ever get anything right. They came in with division winning playoff run this year with Penix, and now everything's going down the crap hole with them right now. So that is, I think you look at that division, that is 4 winnable games. I get the Panthers are playing well, but then you play the 2 other 4th place teams in the NFC. So next year if we got 4th place this year, we would also get the Cardinals and Giants. Kyler Murray might not be the quarterback of the Cardinals. The Giants,
no way.
If out of those 2 teams, yes, if out of those 2 teams, if there was going to be a team that would be improving a lot, it would be the Giants if they can get some weapons around Jackson Dart and get Malik Neighbors back. Either way, those 2 are some of the worst teams in the league right there. All right. And then you would also, the last opponent, because this is the 17th one, would be one of the 4th place teams in the AFC, meaning either the Browns, Titans, or Raiders. Because we already play the AFC East, so all 4 of those teams. But the 17th.
So you wouldn't play the AFC East 4th place team next year?
No, you would. You'd play all 4 AFC
no.
East.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. Obviously.
Yep.
Sorry, I was thinking West and East to get that mixed up.
So, just like the broad standpoint right here, that is easily 9 wins right there. Because so let's say we have JJ McCarthy.
We sweep the NFC South, 100%.
Let's go if we have JJ. Because I want to realistically. So if we have JJ, NFC South, I think you take 3 out of those. I think one of them you should take 4.
Yeah.
You honestly, with the team, depending on how it looks next year, it's not going to change like a ton. There's going to be changes, but the team's still going to be really competitive next year. You should take at least 3 out of there. AFC East, Jets and Dolphins are wins. As of right now, the Patriots, I'd say, are a loss, but we can compete in that game no matter what.
Yep.
If Brian Flores stays, you can compete in any game really. The Bills, I think we could win that. I'll just say 2-2 for now because the Bills are still a good
that's
team.
fair. So we're at 6-2 right now.
Or 6-2, and then division coming next year, I'd say it's either 3-3 or like 4-2. You know,
oh jeez,
probably you're dying over there.
Yeah, I'm dying over here. I don't know what's going on. Keep talking.
No, you're good. Either way, the division, I think, with JJ at the helm next year, I think you take 3 of the games next year. No, doesn't matter if it's 2 against the Bears, 1 against the Pack, and get swept by the Lions. I don't care. 3 in the division next year, but then all of the other 4th place teams, you beat the Cardinals, Giants, and then the other AFC team. So right there, it's already like 9 or 10 wins that you should easily have. But then I think like you can beat the Bills, you can beat the Patriots, you can beat your division teams. They're proving it this year that you can.
Now let's go if we have Joe Burrow.
If we have Joe Burrow, I think we win 14 or 15 games next year. With that schedule, it'll be like a Sam Darnold year, but like the offense will be on crack. Justin Jefferson will have 1,800 receiving yards.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It is scary to think because this schedule is by far the easiest schedule the Vikings have had in decades. I don't know. It's like this is so doable next year, and this is also why going into this season we were high on JJ. We were high on the team because the team was loaded going into this year. But next year, people knew the divisions we were going to play and everything. Like the next year's schedule, 2026 it's the year, man. Like that's what you got to put together right there. So JJ's shown some stuff here. Yeah.
I feel like it's going to come down to this. You're either going to play for the now, go trade for Joe Burrow, or you're going to play for the hopeful future. And more. I would say that's definitely a more safer option would be to ride McCarthy.
Yep.
100%.
Everything could explode in your face if you go get Burrow and everything. Because the thing with JJ is, you might make like a few of the trades we've talked about, Hawkinson, Addison.
Yeah.
But the thing with JJ, he costs $5 million. You can actually sign guys to help out. You can make additions. If you got Burrow, it's Burrow and the team that you have, and then your draft picks. You're not going to really be able to sign really anyone else.
No.
But McCarthy, you could make additions to some spots. Maybe make a splash for another. I don't think we'd need any other additions to the offense because
I feel like
we can address that
in
the draft.
The line,
but if you were going to make a splash, either D-line, which that's even still really good going into next year. The interior D-line with Levi, Drake, Rodriguez. Redmond is the best interior D-lineman we have. And then the edge rushers are great. I think you either make a splash by getting one of the top premier linebackers on the market or get another corner. I think you have to get another corner.
Oh, for sure.
That would really help out. Because if you could go into next year with Isaiah Rodgers, Murphy, and then another top corner in the free agency market. And if you draft a guy that I've talked about in the draft here. So a lot of different options here. But then again, you're also going to have to get rid of Hargrave and a bunch of other guys, get rid of some contracts. So a lot of stuff. And the Joe Burrow, just like Jack and I agreed on, we would take him if the Bengals agreed to the asking point that we put on the table there. But yeah, that was a lot in an episode right there. Whoa. And that was fun.
Hey, if you've made it this far, would you trade for Joe Burrow?
Yeah, tell us in the comments, people.
And the next 3 first overall pick or first round picks. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you do it?
Yeah. I'm
really curious how many people would be with us on this versus
I'll have to post a short.
What the hell are you thinking?
I'll have to post a short on that, honestly.
For sure.
Yeah, either way, that's really good. That was fun. Tomorrow, Wolves and Wild played them. Yeah, Wolves and Wild game day tomorrow.
I'll be there. I'll cheer hard.
Oh, you're going tomorrow?
I'll be at the Wild game tomorrow.
Predators.
So hopefully we can get our win streak back and going.
Yeah, get another 7-game win streak. You know, we're the only team that has 2 7-game win streaks this year. That is 2 of them. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Let's get a third one.
That's what I'm talking about. It's gonna be tough now. They go after the Nashville. They go on 6 or 7 game road
in Colorado for a week. I mean, California for a week, pretty much.
Yeah, I was gonna say the whole West Coast there. Wild have it tough coming up. The Wolves kind of stagnant. Home and away games doesn't really matter. Vikings on Thursday. We'll have more stuff on that on Wednesday. Our pregame predictions. You know what? Before you go, real quick, Jack, I'm gonna show you the standings real quick for the predictions.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to see what happened.
Yeah, there was a lot of predictions to make this weekend with the college football stuff. So I got all the college football games right. I am now sitting at 21-20. I have a 500 record once again. It's been weeks. I ended up getting 1 more point off. Marcel Reed would throw 2 interceptions in the Texas A&M and Miami game. So I am very happy with my weekend. Very happy. That was I worked hard. Went 6-1 on the predictions. I was really close on a few of the score predictions.
The Wild one you got.
Yeah, I got both Wild games. I said the Wild would lose to the Avs. Wild would beat the Oilers. Yeah, my Vikings prediction though,
I like it.
I said Justin would get a touchdown and then the defense would cause 2 turnovers, which I think the defense did cause 2 turnovers. But Justin didn't get that touchdown. He had a great game, but
he did, but
was close there.
No tutty for JJ.
Nope.
Yeah.
Either way. Yeah, we'll have more predictions tomorrow for the Wolves and Wild. And then predictions for the Vikings game on Wednesday. A lot of good content. Twins
it's gonna be a good week.
Kind of slowing down. The Wolves have their bowl game on Friday. I'll cover that. But
Gophers,
either way,
not the Wolves.
Or Gophers, yeah, not Wolves.
Yeah, don't worry, I got you.
Yep. All right. That's enough. Twin City Sports Talk. Bruce Kramer, Jackson Olmscheid. We'll see you guys this week.